So guys, let's talk about blood sports, because it doesn't seem to be dying down anytime soon. And when I say dying down, I'm talking about the controversy around it. In fact, the people that run these blood sport channels, link in the description below, have been under a mass amounts of pressure from people to stop these sort of events. So let's talk about it. What is exactly a blood sport, or what are we exactly referring to? Blood sports is where you get two people from opposite sides of a central topic or a disagreement to come online and basically duke it out in the online arena, so to speak. So, for example, the channels that are doing this at the moment that I know of are obviously Tonkasaw, Andy Warski, and Baked Alaska. Links are all those channels down below, so please feel free to go through and obviously talk about and have a look at those after the end of this video. But at the end of the day, blood sports is what the video is running in the background, so you get an idea of what we're actually talking about. So why exactly are people having a problem with people having a discussion? So one of the major reasons that we hear people have a problem with the blood sports is because of the fact that you're platforming the quote alt-right. Now, let's say hypothetical that someone is alt-right. Say someone who wants to go through, cause mass genocide, kill off everything that's not white, the most horrendous crimes that you could possibly imagine. If you cannot debate someone that is that quote bad, then you need to stand down and let someone else take the lead. Because if you cannot debate someone's ideas who are so horrendous or disgusting or whatever it may be that you feel, and that you can't argue against it, you obviously don't have a very good argument. So at the end of the day, if an idea is so bad, bringing it out into the sunlight, so to speak, is not such a bad idea. As the saying goes, sunlight is the best disinfectant. So at the end of the day, I don't buy that for a reason. And at the end of the day, I think it has to do more with the fact that people like to label people as Nazis or adult right or whatever it may be, with a very minimal amount of information or evidence. For example, me, I get called a Nazi probably a few times a week. So at the end of the day, am I a Nazi? No, I'm actually centre leftist. But people like to brand people a Nazi over the slightest thing, for example, if you're tough on immigration, just because of the fact that they want to, quote, discredit what you say. Well, at the end of the day, if you go on to blood sports and you're debating someone and people start realizing that your ideas aren't, quote, so bad because you're, quote, not really a Nazi, then it kind of debunks their argument. So, for example, Sargon of Akkad. If you get Sargon to come on the blood sports, which he has once or twice or whatever it may be, he comes on, he talks about how he's social programs like medicine and hospitals and stuff, and that he doesn't want a white ethno-state or whatever it may be, then at the end of the day, he can't really be listed as a Nazi. And that's where I think a lot of these problems come into. People like to throw labels at people that aren't necessarily true. All of a sudden, you start getting these people coming on these blood sports. People start realizing that this quote label isn't accurate, and that they're actually not so bad, and all of a sudden your argument comes to fall away from the wayside. So that's one of the main reasons why I think people have a problem with blood sports. The second reason I think people have a problem with blood sports is more to do with the fact of jealousy. So at the end of the day, yeah, there are 3 or 4 channels that are going through and doing the blood sports. It's a good idea because at the end of the day, you get people going through and talking to the opposite side. For the past 18 months or 2 years, we've had people go through, literally want to beat people over the head with a bike lock because they're having a different opinion. So getting 2 sides to actually talk about a central topic basically allows you to go through, work your arguments out, and then obviously people can make an informed decision. But I think a lot of people that went through and don't like the blood sports are a little bit jealous over the fact that other people are doing it. They don't like the fact that they're not doing it. They're not the ones getting the views. And at the end of the day, there's a little bit of jealousy involved. So do I think blood sports is going to last around for forever? No, it's probably not. But at the end of the day, at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. So best of luck to the guys who do go through and do it. And if anybody does want to debate me, you're more than welcome to come onto the show or onto the channel and we can debate in person. But at the end of the day, yeah, I really don't have a problem with the blood sports. I think it's a good idea to get two people from opposite sides of the argument to have a discussion, and so we can go through and stop polarizing the politics. And that's where I think a lot of this comes into it. People don't like you necessarily talking to the other side. You might realize they're not so bad. They have some valid arguments. It's an easier way of sort of shutting down someone if you don't have to worry about rebutting them. That's why people like to use the block button on Twitter, because at the end of the day, they can just block them and just ignore them. Now, at the end of the day, apart from that also, a lot of people don't necessarily like it when you're talking to the opposite side, for blood sports, for example, because of the fact that they actually have to be able to think on the fly. With Twitter, you can go away, you can think about what you want to say, you come back, you make your argument, go away. Yeah, typical Twitter argument can go for several weeks. Well, on the internet, it doesn't really work like that, because at the end of the day, it's pretty much real time. So obviously, if someone asks you a question, you have to answer it. So when it comes to people that can't argue their way out of a paper bag, they obviously have a lot of problems when it comes to blood sports as well, just because of the fact that their debating skills suck. It's not like Twitter where you can go have a coffee, think about it, come back, and claim that you are, quote, busy. But guys, like I say, this blood sports, it's not new. It's been around for a while. Jerry Springer was obviously one of the major people that did it. Howard Stern has also done it on his show as well. There are a lot of people that have gone through and actually done these blood sports in the past. They were just mostly held on TV. Well, now it's starting to become a bit of an internet trend. Now, at the end of the day, guys, obviously, like I say, links in the description below to the channels, the three that I've listed. So please feel free to go and check them out. They do have an amazing show, and they do put a lot of time and effort into it. Are they making money? Yeah, of course. But then that said, Tonka Saw was doing this long before it became popular. And at the end of the day, Tonka Saw was doing this before he made any real amount of money. Also, a lot of these people that are running these shows have actually given the money, or some of the money, to the people that come on the shows. So there is a little bit of a wealth distribution going around. I don't know how much Andy Wolski or Baked Alaska is making off these shows. But at the end of the day, look, good on them. They've got the platform. They've built the platform up. They have the ability to make the money. So good luck to them for doing that. I really can't criticize them for that. So guys, at the end of the day, yeah, look, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What's your thoughts and opinions on the blood sports? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you have a problem with it? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.